we're not going to skip over how well the Phoenix Suns have been playing. I believe they're 3-0 in the bubble, and they came up with a big win over the Los Angeles Clippers. Devin Booker hit a great shot. Shannon Sharp had a very interesting question. He says he doesn't understand how two of the best defenders in the league since Jordan and Pippen get scored on like this. And if you really think about it, he has a kind of a point, especially with Paul George. Paul George seems to get big shot hit on him time after time. You gotta remember, Damian Lillard hit the shot that basically was the exodus of Paul George out of OKC. That being said, the reason why Devin Booker is able to score on Kawhi Leonard and Paul George is Paul George and Kawhi Leonard aren't Jordan and Pippen. They don't play in that era. You can't hand check. You can't be as physical. And honestly, Pippen and Jordan's perimeter prowess, defensive awareness is unmatched. Michael Jordan, first athlete to really put the athletic skill with supreme fundamentals, hand in the correct passing lane, defensive coming up with steals. Same thing with Scottie Pippen. Could pick you up 94 feet. Guys just don't play that kind of defense anymore. Essentially, though, what Shannon Sharp was trying to say is, hey, these guys are the best defenders, but they're getting scored on by Devin Booker. Wait till LeBron gets a hold of them. And today's game is based on team defensive principle. It's never going to be a one-on-one kind of thing anymore. It doesn't do that. There was never a Kobe stopper, but there's nobody even pretending to be like a Kobe stopper anymore, or a LeBron stopper, or a Devin Booker stopper. Nobody can stop anybody these days with how the rules are played. But I see his point. I see where he's trying to go with that. Essentially, though, Devin Booker just hit a hell of a shot, and he just got to tip your cap to him. I mean, there's really nothing you could do with a shot like that over two guys, essentially. But like I said before, Kawhi and Paul George aren't Jordan and Pippen. So let's just get that out of our heads. Moving on. Houston Rockets, Portland Trail Blazers. Just when I'm out, they try to pull me back in.
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
Houston get a big win over the Bucks, which was essentially kind of lucky if you think about the tip-in and everything like that from Covington. And then they come out and lose to the Portland Trail Blazers, who they supposed to show physical dominance. And think about this. The Bucks play a more physical game. They play a lot more defense than the Portland Trail Blazers. The Portland Trail Blazers game should have been a layup. Then Portland Trail Blazers, on the other hand, with them, they are one hell of a team. They're a great team, and I know they've been missing Nurkic for some time. But they shouldn't be at the bottom of the barrel fighting for the 8th seed. Both of the teams is just like, just when you're out, they pull you back in. Like, you thinking like, all right, they're gonna be good, and then they do some bullshit like this. So like with Houston, what more can Daryl Morey do besides fire the coach and implement a new system? Because you got two of the best players in the game, two MVPs. You try to model your team after Golden State. What happens there? You're still getting knocked out of rounds and stuff like that. Even before that, when Golden State KD went down, you still lose to Golden State. Makes no sense. Makes no sense at all. So that being said, I don't know if it's personnel or if it's just a coaching or if it's just philosophy. Something's got to change. Russell Westbrook, stop taking end of the game shots. That's not your thing. That's not your zhuzh. That's not your purpose. Your purpose is to facilitate and get the ball to Harden so he could take that last shot. To me, the team would be more successful if Harden takes those last shots. You saw it against Portland where Russell Westbrook kept trying to take the game into his hands. And luckily, they got offensive rebounds and stuff. But other than that, he wasn't skillfully shooting them shots. Now, this goes back to that KD situation in Oklahoma City. Russ, you're doing it again. Same thing with last year when they got eliminated against Portland Trail Blazers. That last shot Dame took, that's because Russ took a bad shot prior to that. So Russ, you're doing it again. You're playing with a supreme talent that can shoot the ball better than you, can attack the ball better than you, can get to the basket better than you, and you're taking the shots instead of passing it to the guy that could do it. Russ has to really get that situational awareness, but also that's the coach's fault as well. hey, if we get the ball, get it to Harden and iso him or set a pick for the weakest defender. Because that's all their game is, pick and roll, essentially. So, I mean, both teams, Portland, I'm happy for them. I really want to see them in the playoffs. But the thing is, it's just like if they don't start off the year bad, they get swept in the upper rounds. Like last year, I thought they was going to make it to the finals because, of course, Portland Warriors without KD can't win. But they figured out a way to sweep them. Both teams are the same essential exact way. They pull you in just to like let you down. Hoops Junction, Hoops Meets Hoopla. Like, comment, subscribe.